Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment's Weak Army series, in which we continue with our mediocre army to challenge very tough Bannerlord foes and see with advanced tactics what kind of results we can actually pull off. Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to showing you Bannerlord battles and hopefully giving you the field command and advanced tactics advice you need to help you win your own difficult battles in Bannerlord. And we continue on with our weak army series. We don't actually have as weak of an army as before. In fact, I'll try to show you as much of this as I can before this battle. I had to recruit a number of, gather a number of tier 4 units from a couple castles, because every time I looked for Khuzait force to fight, they were well over 1,000 units and had very elite armies. In fact, we'll dump this tier 5 cataphracti, and I'm not sure how these guys are getting in there. But the bottom line is that we still have no tier 5 or 6 units in our armies, and as you can see, we also have lots of tier 3, these highborn warriors and, you know, guys wearing fucking sheepskin, bathrobes and whatnot. We've got militia, highborn youth, right? These guys are literally wearing like a blacksmith's apron. And I've added a new companion here. His stats are not exemplary from a leadership standpoint, but he's almost entirely composed of level 4 units. And I did this for two reasons. I had already tried this against the Khuzait and failed. In fact, we failed miserably. I decided I need more cavalry to challenge Khuzait here, and unfortunately, because their force sizes were so large, I felt like I needed more units. So I recruited another companion, and as you can see, we do have a fair bit of tier 4 units. Now this guy looks like he upgraded some of his units. We're not going to allow this here, these Aserai veteran infantry here. We're going to disband those units. But as you can see, he does still have some low-level units. He's got some tier 2 and tier 3 in here. So overall, our army is still pretty weak. They dump these veteran infantry, and again, we have no tier 5 or 6 in our entire army. Now look at our enemy's army here, right? This is a ferocious Khuzait force, right? The fucking terrifying Khuzait Khonsguard. They have 71 marksmen. That's their top tier archer. Darkhans, their top tier infantry. And then they have other elite troops. Elite Cataphract, 32. Drudzhinik Champion, 23. Elite Mercenary Maceman, that's tier 5, 24. So they have like something like 200 tier 6 units, and then maybe another 200 tier 5 units, right? We are seriously outgunned, and we are outnumbered here as well. I'll show you a few more of these guys here just so you can get a more granular level look. He's got horse archers, he's got Bussarelli. This guy's got 57 marksmen and 47 Khonsguards, right? This army that we're facing here is very tough. More horse archers, you get the idea at this stage, right? We're facing a huge force of horse archers and obviously Khonsguards and other elite heavy cav and other elite units. So this is going to be a bitch. Impossible, maybe. We shall see. Any of these battles, of course, we may lose, and I will probably film losses if I find there's at least some tactical demonstration that may benefit you. Now we could sit down here and cheat, right? This map, if you don't know it, there's a great way to just funnel your enemy through that pass, but we're not going to do that, right? We want to fight them in the open. However, I am going to take advantage of some landscape opportunities here. These rocks make a nice foundation for a circular defense, right? I've done this defense. I'm going to highlight it a little bit more in a detailed episode. I call this, though, the inner circle of hell. And you make basically a ring defense with your cavalry, right? You want them generally 2 deep at the front to help with archers, horse archers, and cav charges. And then if you only have 1 deep at the back, at least it does give you a shield in the middle to guard your troops. Now we'll put the first infantry, right? We want the first infantry to be shield and spear here. Because we want those guys towards the front, the most offensive troops that can stand up heavy cav if they charge, but also those guys will hold their shield up, right? The third, we're going to make this a shock troop unit. And if I zoom in here, what I want to see, yes, most of these guys have two-handed axes. We have a handful of Manavliatons, and I think their Falksman is the Battanian shock troop tier 4. We don't have any tier 5 elite Manavliatons or anything elite like that, but we still have some decent shock troops there. All right, so the 4th archers, let's see. Let's put the 5th inside the ring for now. That's our strongest archer unit, and these guys have no shields, right? They're more vulnerable. And then the 4th archer's outside it. And the last unit, let's see, I have the 6th. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm planning on effectively the horse archers circling us, and these archers at least having a wall of shields guarding that side, right? They should have at least have a layer of protection that should help them with enemy archers. All right, now let's see what's going on here. Admittedly, too, in battles against the Khuzait, I'm not going to be able to really show you easy tactics to pull off. There are some circumstances, especially where you were even numbers and even army strength, where this inner circle of hell would definitely work. And I would say stay tuned for an episode. We're going to cover the inner circle of hell, this little defensive structure that I've designed. You combine it with counter charges of shock troops and infantry, and it's very devastatingly effective. And I've tested this. We're going to hold fire here. I've tested this in custom battles with even armies, and we've fucking smoked the enemy. So this does work, and it will work for you against the Khuzait, but not if you have a super weak army like this. In this battle here, we're going to have to do some maneuvering. You can already see we've got units outside the ring. I'm looking at this area over here. I can put archers, and what that'll do is it'll cut off the horse archers from circling us, right? That's the most dangerous part of horse archers. Now we can shoot. Now they're close enough to shoot. We want them to be held in place. If our horse archers are held in place, they're not that strong. In fact, we have more archers here than them, and they're doing a pretty good job, right? Between the javelins being thrown at them and the archers shooting very close against not very fast-moving targets, we're going to be able to hold our own here. All these shields, of course, are absorbing arrows. I see us losing some guys. But if I keep these shields up, sort of facing those horse archers, we should minimize casualties. Now, they're circling us, and what I'm actually doing is I've got the 3rd Division here tucked into the rocks. Those guys have no shields. We're going to start circling the enemy with our shield walls. We're basically going to be kind of following them like you would with a shield if you were circled by opponents, right? You would sort of move your shield around to wherever the opponent was. Now I'm going to put these archers precisely where I was talking about. This 3rd Division, I can put them in a square. There's a handful of guys in there with shields, because I am worried about a frontal charge from the enemy as well. I may just tuck these guys into one of these rocks, though. That's my main focus, though, the horse archers. So I now have 2 divisions here pointing their shields at them, and I have 2 archer divisions that are counter-shooting at them. And I don't know if you can see, but the enemy can't bring all their archers to bear at the same time. They're right over the edge of that ridge, and they don't have a really good line of sight on us. So I am going to use that little slot there for our archers. Here we're being pelted, so I'm going to tuck these 3rd guys into this little rock wall I was talking about. They've got a few shields guarding them, but this rock will do a lot better job of protecting them than their shields will. Those guys are actually taking quite a beating. All right, so the horse archers are now doing what I expected them to, right? They're circling us, and we're going to continue to move these shield walls here, and I think we're going to try to pin them against this wall. You see their big, massive units there. Well, what do I have to attack them with quickly? I have cav, right? This cav, I thought they might charge or circle. They are not, so we're going to use this 2nd cav to pin the horse archers here against the rocks. Those are archers, too. For some reason, they have a bunch of archers on our flank here. So I'm sending 1 infantry division to confront them in a shield wall, and these guys are perfectly now pinned against the rocks. These archers here are doing really good damage to the horse archers, because, again, we have more archers at this stage, and, of course, these guys are just in a beautiful position to rain down damage. Okay, so they are really ignoring us at the front. They will probably attack. Okay, so those guys could charge the horse archers, or the archers up there. They're doing a good job. We're going to bring this 2nd cav unit in a shield wall and bring it down here to try to pin these horse archers, because if we can clamp them against this cliff and then attack them with these 2 infantry divisions, we should be able to do major damage. They're actually kind of pinning themselves. The enemy's still not attacking our center, so let's bring this cav. We're disassembling this little circle of hell here, and look at how badly the enemy is like pinned against the wall here. They're trying to circle us, but of course they can't. We've cut off their attempt, and now we're going to be able to bring in this 2nd cav and essentially attack them and pin them even worse, right? In fact, I see their numbers are going down dramatically. They're getting skewered by infantry. Are they going down here? They are. We've like chased these guys down to the beach, which is good, right? We've chased their main threat literally off the map. Now to deal with the rest. Unfortunately, I thought this would happen. They are charging our center now. I do have an archer division that's kind of in the mix there. They're going to get skewered. A lot of those guys are definitely going to die. These guys here are fucked. But my other archer division is largely unaffected. These guys are down here just firing away, right? They've got this rock wall to sort of press against. We're going to try to tuck these guys in here even closer and give them more protection, and now we're going to provide support for them. Enemy infantry and heavy cav is coming in here. They're kind of devouring that archer corps there. That fourth is going to be annihilated. Sometimes sacrificial units are fine. So I'm going to bring this third corps, the second infantry. Fuck. Now they're bringing in other archers. And these two other infantry corps, now that we've chased the horse archers out of the fight, we're going to bring these guys back and have them all charge. Meanwhile, for whatever reason, they are ignoring this fifth corps to their detriment, right? These guys are absolutely firing broadsides on the enemy, and they're raking them with damage. I mean, you can see no one's really bothering them. There's like one cavalry charging them. These archers are running in for some reason. They're picking up arrows. What a dipshit. They should be shooting. Instead, they're just running in here, allowing themselves to be shot to pieces by this fifth corps. This fifth corps at this stage is our linchpin unit in this battle, right? It's doing massive damage. Our other units are probably suffering serious losses. In fact, I see an awful lot of red death spam, but I see plenty of green too, right? I see our units are doing pretty well. We could chase these guys off here with our second cav. Okay, more heavy cav coming in. Let's put a cav shield wall here and sort of try to hold these two positions between the rocks. If we can limit how many of their forces pour through here, I think we can rally our defensive infantry divisions, protect these archers, and then maybe do some good damage to their units charging in here. Okay, so the fourth corps is reduced by about half, but they actually did better than I had expected, better than I had hoped. The fifth corps still seems to be unattacked. It's really strange. It's like they're invisible down there and the enemy just doesn't want to pay them any attention. Huge advantage for us, right? You can see the arrows are whistling through here still. For the most part, there's very few cavalry in there. We just suffered a huge wave of death. Still, this battle is going better than I had hoped. Okay, I got reinforcements up there, and it's actually a great position. I can spread out the archers up there on that ridge. That will be effectively crossfire with this archer division down here. They're in a beautiful position, and then we can bring in this infantry unit. What is this? This is the third. We can bring these guys up to basically provide, some shields in here, and obviously guys attacking. Some of these troops are probably very low level, but they're in a brilliant position. Usually the reinforcements come in a shit spot. You can see these guys are very low-level archers, but look at the position they have, right? They're like shooting down on this massive Khuzait. And for the most part, again, just like the other archer division, they are not being attacked. I see almost no cav in there. It's like the enemy is infatuated with our units here in the middle of the battle, and we have these two edge units just absolutely... The fifth I still see is just raking everything in sight with shots. Look at all those arrows flying. I mean, it's amazing. It's like these guys are invisible down here. And the death spam has turned decidedly green. We now are effectively, the enemy's allowed us to pinch it between these two different units. So we're attacking with all the other units that are inside here, inside this little death zone. They got like one or two heavy cav that's coming through here. But for the most part, both the fourth and the fifth now. The fourth is a renewed reinforcement division. They're both totally unattacked. It's unbelievable. Okay, more reinforcements are coming in. I told that infantry division to charge. That's the third. Look at all the horses with no rider on them. Like, we've shot all these Khuzait right off their horses. Let's reform our lines here. That back wall is nice because it gives a little bit of a sort of a dip for the enemy to approach us, and they'll be very vulnerable to the archers. Then we can support them with these weaker infantry, this third corps. They're not totally hapless, but I do see some recruits on the battlefield, and of course we're being shot to pieces while we reform here. I see some of the guys are holding up their shield, but when you reform, you just basically have to expect some losses. What you're hoping is you don't suffer dire losses. You know what? This infantry is coming in piecemeal here. Okay, let's flank them. Let's put let's see, the first, sixth, and second cav. I'm fumbling my commands here. First, second, and sixth over on the enemy's left. We could charge then with the third division, charge with these fifth archers. Anybody who's out of ammo is now charging. And these two infantry divisions on the side and cav, we can pinch this enemy infantry here with this third division. So they're all charging now. The third is charging. All these fucking tier 3 and tier 2 units swinging their pathetic weapons. Our archers are starting to be maligned a little bit more back there. It's gotten kind of bloody. But look at the horse archers now. These are not high-level horse archers. We've killed their high-level horse archers, so we're now facing off against, like, their tier 3... Well, there's a Khonsguard. Kill that guy. It's like someone heard me. Killed that Khonsguard. It's kind of a chaos of infantry now sort of chasing each other because the enemy infantry came in here really piecemeal. These horse archers are a problem, though. Let's put all our units down here. Let's try to bottle these guys up so they can't move. I've got some infantry coming back to them now, and they're going to get shot off their horses by all these archers. Okay, they're peeling out of here, but we did major damage to them on that run through. This is, some people might consider this an exploit. We're using the side of the map here to prevent the Khuzait from circling us, but look, it's a strategy you can use in your game here. I don't have any qualms about it. Ordinarily, when we do demonstration videos against the Khuzaits, we will not do this kind of tactic because some people do consider it sort of an exploit. But it is part of the map, and we're not actually using the edge of the map. We're using these formations within the landscape, right? Like if you were actually fighting Genghis Khan or one of his sons that was rolling you, you would look for this type of a defensive situation, right? You could put your backs to the cliffs and prevent them from circling you. They're now, okay, they've got infantry and archers there, and they've got these horse archers going back and forth. So let's circle around with our archers here. Actually, never mind. Let's focus on these horse archers first. This is what's called fighting your enemy in detail. If they want to send up just their horse archers, we will defend with these shield walls and have our archers go to work here. 60, 70. They've only got 61 archers, horse archers here, and look at how many archers we still have. These guys are low level, but so are theirs, right? We've killed their Khonsguards. You know, I don't see any Khonsguards, at least. I see their tier 3 and tier 2 archers, right? So we've eliminated their vanguard. Now our scrubs are fighting their scrubs, and we outnumber them here, right? Now it's down to 37 archers. These guys they're toast. Okay. So we're going to eliminate these guys, and then here's what we're going to do with the rest of the Khuzait forces. See if they get any reinforcements. We're going to roll them up. We're going to approach them with infantry with the archer division behind them, and then... Okay, they're reforming. I wonder if they just got reinforcements. Look at these guys with 58 arrows in their shields. This is where shield walls are so important, right? When you're facing the Khuzait, you can absorb so many of the arrows that would ordinarily kill your guys if you have guys in proper shield walls. They have 220 infantry and archers. Where the fuck are they going? Did we win this battle? I'll be honest, folks. When I started this battle, I didn't think we were going to win. I thought we would just have a demonstration here where if they're not reforming, they're running to a strange part of the map. I thought we were going to lose, and now it's time for a full disclaimer here. This is my 4th attempt to fight a Khuzait force to make a video for this series. The previous 3 battles, there honestly weren't any of them that I really felt like were even worthy of showing you guys. There was one battle, I think we fucking won this battle. I think they fucking routed. There was one battle where we made a decent fight of it, but we killed about 500 of their troops before we were kind of swallowed up. And this is actually the 2nd attempt I made on this exact battlefield. I'll do this sometimes. I'm not always going to show you this. I'm going to try to tell the watcher about this, though. And to be perfectly honest, folks, here's the other disclaimer. I don't expect anybody to have this kind of result with, I just want to put this out there. If someone's fighting the Khuzait and they're like, well, how come I can't destroy Khonsguards? This was a unique... Now it looks like they're reforming down there. Well, we'll approach. We'll attack these guys. But this was a unique situation. This was a unique battle. Understand that I'm a very experienced veteran of Bannerlord, and I would consider this battle a little bit of an anomaly. Now, we did use some pretty dynamic battlefield tactics. We did a lot of micromanaging, and that's, of course, what makes it difficult. I'm going to kill a few guys here myself. Get a little bloodlust stuff. That's what would make it so difficult to emulate, right? I can't even expect anybody to fully replicate what we did here, right? I don't know if I'd be able to replicate it. Like I said, I actually fought the same Khuzait force in the same battlefield just a second ago, you know, a half hour ago, before this one. And obviously we've made that guy got fucking ran over. Obviously we've made the necessary changes here to win this battle. I almost can't believe I'm saying that. This was a very tough Khuzait force, and we have trucked these guys. They are fucking fleeing. They don't want any more. I'm just gonna, normally I wouldn't, but I'm just gonna end this episode. These guys are, it's like they need to be put out of their misery here. But the bottom line, like I said, I'll have full disclosure for this series. This is actually the first of this series where it's taken me more than one attempt to produce what I would consider an episode up to our standard. I'm not going to show you an episode where we get annihilated, right? You're not going to, you know, you probably have plenty of battles where you get annihilated, so you're not going to benefit from seeing us annihilated. What I was hoping for, to be perfectly honest, was just to have a battle where we had some good success and maybe killed or took out 2/3 or 3/4 of their troops. I did not think we were going to win with these blacksmiths and low-level units, right? These fucking highborn youth. And these guys wearing fucking blacksmith's aprons. I did not think we were going to be able to pull this off. But the enemy kind of trapped themselves there in the ridge, thinking about, you know, back to what happened here. These guys with their Santa hats. Fucking wood runners. Wear a shirt next time, you stupid fuck. These fucking donkeys. At least put a shirt on. Anyways, so this was a highly unexpected result, and again, full disclaimer: this was my 4th attempt fighting the Khuzaits, so it is a little bit of a staged battle, so to speak. That said, look at the results, man. This is insane. We had 450 losses, and we killed almost 900 Khuzait. I'm just kind of scrolling through to see who did what. The Assarai infantry did pretty well. The highborn warriors scored a lot of kills. Our companions had a few kills. You know, she got 8, Zealot got 5, but it wasn't like these companions overwhelmed the enemy by themselves. I think partly because they ignored our archers there, partly because we trapped their horse archers, we were able to really roll them up here. But I would bet if I fought this battle 5 or 10 more times, I don't think I could replicate this success. Anyways, we're going to share this on the channel just so you can see some dynamic stuff you can do. Look at the losses. Hardly any losses, too. The highborn youth, we had 2 losses. It's pretty incredible. Anyways, we're going to continue on with this series. I understand this is not a series, this is not an episode, rather, that anybody out there is maybe going to emulate, but hopefully you can glean a few valuable things from it. Hopefully you can see that when horse archers are jumbled up like that, they present a lot less of a threat. When you have the opportunity to press them against a wall like that, when you have the opportunity to sort of slow their movement or even stop it and then attack them with cav and infantry, you can really do a number on them. And hopefully you gained a few tactical nuggets from this slaughter. We're going to continue this series. If you have a specific type of battle you want to see me face with weak troops, I'm more than willing to try this. For the time being, this is going to have to kind of simulate me playing an early to mid-game campaign, because our late-game campaign rolls on, right? We're facing the whole map with even bigger battles against even tougher foes, and I want to continue that campaign because a lot of people are interested in it. But if you want to see me face a weak army or try like a siege with weak troops or something like that, just let me know. I'm going to kind of fiddle around the map and record some battles and see if there's anything interesting I can share with you fellas. So thanks again for watching at this point, fellas. I appreciate it. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. You know, you'll see a lot more videos in the future from us. Instructional videos. Like I said, we're going to have an instructional video that covers the inner circle of hell. And then also we'll have plenty of custom battles that show sort of similar things with overhead shots. I know people like the RTS mod. We'll try to mix some of that stuff in. So thanks again for watching, friends. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time.